Welcome to Barr Innovation Center. You are here to meet Jeff Barr. We are very fortunate to have Jeff coming back to talk to us again. This is his third visit. So we got a day full of various activities. So the program for today is that there's going to be a little bit about Techcelerate. I'm going to talk about Techcelerate, and Paul Trello going to talk about a bit about Barr Innovation Center. Then Jeff will give us a highlight of Amazon Web Services. We got a couple of slots for case studies. Unfortunately, I think it's only I who seem to be using Amazon. Is there anybody here who uses Amazon Web Services right now? Okay. So, is anybody thinking of using it? Right. Would we got two more slots, so would some of you like to maybe give a short pitch on how we're going to use it?
Well, you've got us.
Yeah. So you got, okay, you can have the slot too. Anybody else? Ed?
Yeah, go on.
All right. Ed will.
How long's the slot?
5 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
And then 5-minute discussion or whatever. Right? And then we'll have a short break for lunch, and we got one-to-one sessions. Again, we got 2 slots vacant at the back end. There's supposed to be 15-minute slots. It's really enough time to start a conversation, and I'm sure then you can follow it up through emails, etc. So I'm going to sit with Jeff and his team. So any follow-up actions I can also help later on. So without further ado, let me hand over to Paul.
Thank you, Marsh. A very warm welcome. Firstly, a very warm welcome to Jeff. Great to have you back, Jeff. And in fact, Jeff played quite a key role of linking us up as a Science and Innovation Campus with Silicon Valley, with Plug and Play out there, the Innovation Centre, one of the key centres in Silicon Valley. So it's great to have you here. For those of you who are new on campus, and obviously so we've got a mix from those who live here to those who have just started living here, to those of you who are in our networks, to maybe those of you who've never been here before. Who's never been here before, out of curiosity? Yeah, a reasonable number. So what is Barr Science and Innovation Campus? Well, back in the 60s, there was some scientists who put together a particle accelerator, and they built it at Daresbury because it was based on sandstone. That's a smart place, very geostable. And then some bright professor reckoned that actually they could get light off this machine, called synchrotron light, most powerful light in the world. Okay, and basically they drilled a hole in the side of the concrete. Light came out. I simplify a little. And they proved the point. That went on to become... They then built a dedicated instrument in the 80s. There are now 80 in the world. Each is about $1 billion of national investment. Okay. So if you want to know, if you want to think about Daresbury, which is a little Cheshire village, if those of you with more literary background, Lewis Carroll was brought up in Daresbury. Okay, he was the son of a vicar here. But if you want to say, well, so what's all of this literary stuff got to do with science? That's a science story. And the synchrotron is one of probably a dozen major facilities like that within what's Techcelerate, which is the STFC. So it was back in 2006 that Chancellor Brown at the time said, right, we're going to have 2 science and innovation campuses. If I can turn my BlackBerry speech recognition off, there we go. We're going to have 2 science and innovation campuses, and they are going to serve the science and technology community. And that's essentially what we've got. So Daresbury is in the north, Harwell is in the south. Something like, gosh, getting towards 80 million of investments going into Daresbury. And that really partly reflects the kind of story you've just heard about. There's a lot happening here. 50 million, for instance, is going, sorry, a further 50 million, but the figure I've talked about is going into the new supercomputing facilities here, parallel computing. So deep computing is a theme of the site, therefore digital activities are very close to home. IBM and SGI both have bases here in the Innovation Centre. But really, not enough time to talk further about that in this forum, but do catch me afterwards. It'd be interesting to find out more. My background is technology startup, so what's particularly interesting for me, alongside all this great big science stuff, which is really interesting, is the fact that we've now got something about 100 technology companies here on campus. So it's quite a hotbed, actually, of technology activity. And increasingly that means working with blue chips like Amazon, working internationally, as well as with national and government opportunities. So again, really interested to learn more about your businesses whilst you're here, and see, as usual, where we can find collaborations. Again, an interesting story just to finish on. So we started interacting with Cisco as another blue chip in the last 12 months. Yes, it was about this time last year. By November, we were interacting with their global director of emerging technologies. He's come back probably twice a month since then, and we're now pioneering some new innovation activities on the global stage with Cisco. But that's really just an illustration of what we're doing in a number of different corners. I hope today is a great opportunity, frankly, again for innovation and opportunity, that we can really make the most of Jeff. I'm conscious Jeff's come a long way. I hope this presents another great opportunity to look at opportunities with Amazon.
Thank you very much, Barr.